I'm Deb McPherson with Ask and Elevate Show, and we have a very special guest today, Donna Maria. She is the founder and CEO of the Indie Business Network. Welcome, Donna.
Hi, Deb. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. We try to do a 30-minute session so that everybody stays engaged, quick and easy, because we don't want to lose our audience. So, you ready to dig in?
I'm ready to dig in, always ready.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yes, you are. Appreciate that. So, how would one decide on which business is best for them to start from their phone?
Well, I think the best way to analyze that is really to quickly run through three questions for yourself. Number one, what will people buy from you? Number
Hmm.
two, what are you really passionate about? And number three, what are you really, really good at? When you combine those three things together, there's an overlap in the center. That's a
Yes.
sweet spot for you. And
Oh,
it's very informative in terms of what business would be best for you to lead and manage.
wonderful. That makes all the sense because if you like what you're doing, you're probably going to excel, right? So, thank you for sharing them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, but
thank
you
you.
also have to make sure you're selling something that people want to buy.
Ah,
So one of the mistakes I see a lot is I'm really passionate about this and I'm really good at this, but that doesn't necessarily mean people will buy it. So
correct.
you have to add that in. Like what is there a demand for in my target audience? What will they buy from me?
Yes, thank you for that. That's valuable. So, do you think that there's a model to follow or are there websites available that could help build these businesses?
Well, there are lots of business models to follow. I mean, that's the good news. The good news is that there's
Hey.
lots of inspiration, lots of examples. The more challenging news is that it can be overwhelming to embrace and consume all this information. So it's really important to do the analysis we set at first. What will people buy? What are you good at? And what are you passionate about? Because once you do that, you can eliminate a lot of things, right?
Okay.
If you're not
Yeah.
passionate about it, you're not going to do it. If people don't want to buy it, you're not going to try to sell it. So
Right.
once you know those three things, you've narrowed down the scope of what you will do. And so then you can also look specifically at certain business models, right? So you've
Yeah.
eliminated a whole bunch of other ones. You've narrowed it down to ones that you can focus on, and you can watch what other people have done with business models that are similar to one that you want to have. And you can use that as inspiration and to inform you about what you should and should not be doing at different phases of your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Um, Time wise, what do you think would be expected to help develop the business, kind of get it going? Could you do this part time while you're still doing a full time job to build it up? What does that look like?
Well, I do recommend if you have a job and you want to start a business that you don't quit your job, at least not initially. I started the Indie Business Network part-time, working full-time at a job. So I
Perfect.
think that's a smart way to do it because you don't want to toss all your career away for an idea, right? So
Absolutely.
it's really smart to do both for as long as you can so you can slowly replace your income or add to your income instead of just cutting it off and starting all over with something brand new that you've never done before.
Definitely. Without having that, yeah, I get it. So did you have to research a ton for other online groups for help, to just kind of help support you and guide you? Did you find that valuable?
I did do some research, and this was 25 years ago when I started. So the
Yeah.
research landscape has expanded. There is so much information available to people who want to start and own and manage a business that it can be overwhelming. This is why
Yeah.
it's really important to narrow down on the front end what it is you want to do so that you can eliminate a lot of bright, shiny objects because there are a whole lot of them, right? And you can
Yeah.
focus on what you're good at, what people will buy, and what you have a passion for. You've got to narrow that down. Otherwise, you'll be starting forever because there's always going to be a new resource to learn from. So
Correct.
the good news is that there's a lot of information out there. but also you need to hone your skills in being able to stay focused and to eliminate things that don't feed what it is that you're trying to do, because distractions will keep you from growing a successful business.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. And that actually, I actually have a piggyback question on that one, because it's like, how can, if you're so fresh to it and you don't know what you don't know, how can you
Yes.
recognize pitfalls or red flags and stay
Mhm.
away from them? How do you acknowledge that?
Well, one thing to do is to use the internet, and you have a phone. When you have a phone, you have a business. Like, this is what I say. Like, you can
I love
use
it.
your phone to research what other people have done, what works and what doesn't work. So if you want to start a business as an esthetician, or if you want to make candles or whatever it is, there's no shortage of both of those types of people who have businesses. So you can listen to their podcast, subscribe to their newsletter, Google them. How did so and so
Mm.
get successful? AI, use Chat GPT to your advantage, and other AI tools, so that you can see what other people have done well. You can see what other people have not done well. And once again, you can use that to inform the steps that you're going to take. There's obviously no guarantees that just because it worked for someone else, it's going to work for you. But success does leave clues. So
Yeah.
you can use this information to inform yourself about what steps you need to take.
Okay. Thank you. So it sounds like you don't really have to be too knowledgeable, but if we answer those initial three questions, then the internet can be our best friend. And just, yeah, that makes a
Yes,
lot of sense.
yes.
Thank you.
You do need to do some research so you can be knowledgeable. And as you said a minute ago, um, there are lots of places there. I would suggest getting a mentor or a coach, especially if you want to cut your growth time in
Hmm.
half, or at least in half. Like, if you want to minimize your growth time and how long it's going to take you, you need someone who's been there and done that to
Yes.
help guide you and direct you and help you with strategy. So I would strongly suggest that, once you know what you want to do, that you
Hmm.
engage the services of someone who can help you do it, and pick someone who's done it before, someone who's experienced, and also who has a passion for helping entrepreneurs. You can get assistance from someone and eliminate a lot of problems that you would otherwise have.
They would probably enable you to somewhat know as you grow, right? So then that way you're
Yes.
not just out there fish out of water, so to speak.
You actually have to do both. I mean,
Okay.
in life, we have to learn new things as we go, but we also don't want to start anything clueless,
Right.
right? So you do your research, like, do some research, read books about entrepreneurship. What am I getting myself into? Like, do that. You can listen to them on Audible, you can listen to podcasts, you can go on YouTube, but don't spend forever researching. But give yourself enough information to know where you should get started. But then remember that nothing is ever set in stone. A business starts on day one. 365 days later, the next year, it is a totally different business. So you need to
Mm,
tweak as you go,
that's
because I've
good.
heard it said that no good business plan survives its first customer. Because what's going to
Okay.
happen is you're going to do your best, you're going to put it out there. And what's going to happen next is your customers are going to come along. And you're
Yeah.
going to learn a whole lot from them, and you're going to tweak your business as you go to accommodate the needs and desires of your customers. Why? Because they have the credit cards. They're
Yeah.
buying the things, right? So you
Great
need to pay
nugget.
attention to them. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you think about getting the business, I guess, maybe get an LLC or I mean, at
Mhm.
what point do you know that you should do that? Is there a point or should you do it from the beginning? What's your advice on that?
It's best to do it from the beginning, although most people don't, and that's okay. This is part of the learning and growth process. But the reason it should be on your list of things to do when you
Hmm.
start your business is because it's important to separate the structure of your life,
Okay.
especially financially, from the structure of your business. They
Hmm.
need to be separate. You need to have a separate bank account so you're not commingling your funds. You need
Hmm.
to understand what your costs are, and you can only do that if you're using the money that's in the business to run the business. So that's the benefit of keeping things separate. The benefit of having a corporation or an LLC is that it protects your personal assets. So if you do something, or something happens in the business where you have some liability, or there's a I don't know, contractual dispute or something, and you end up losing or you owe somebody money, they can only take that money out of the business. They can't come after your toaster and your car, right? And other
Yeah.
things that you own personally. So that's the benefit of having that structure. It also gives you confidence. Like imagine
Mhm.
in your life when you have a routine and a structure, and imagine those days in your life or those times in your life where you don't have a routine or a structure.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. So the more
Huge.
routine and structure you put into your business, the more successful you're going to be.
Definitely. Okay, thank you. Let's talk about timelines. I know every entity will have its own start to success, right? So what do you think, how could I expect my business to start making, or when could I expect my business to start making a profit once started?
Well, that depends a lot on you. Like
Okay.
I said, if you hire somebody to help you, you're going to probably show a profit sooner. If you are able to work your business full time, you're going to show a profit sooner. If you're
Okay.
doing the right things and keeping control of your costs, because if your costs are out of control, you're going to make
Mm.
less money, right? Your profit
Yes.
margin is going to shrink. So
Yeah.
it depends on those things, how long it would take. But I've seen businesses become profitable in a month. I've seen
Yeah.
others take 3 or 5 years.
Oh,
But usually,
goodness.
yes, yes,
That's
yes,
crazy.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
it's sometimes because they're not sure, they're not confident, they don't have anyone to help them. At the Indie Business Network, this is kind of what we do. We help people actually give them the support, the mentoring, and so forth that they need because business entrepreneurship can be very lonely. We have a lot of friends who support us, but they don't know what we're going through. But other
Sure.
entrepreneurs do.
Yes.
So the more you surround yourself with like-minded people who are also striving to be successful in a business of their own, the more likely you are to be successful as in profitable faster because you've
Okay.
positioned yourself to bond with other people who are doing the same things and also supporting you. And that community support is vital no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I tend to thrive better when I have support as well. So I like
Yes.
that. Thank you. So this might be a little redundant, but I really do want to bring this home for our listeners. Do you feel like there's a point where we should take a mental inventory or restructure or change the business model if we feel like it's not progressing? Like, how do we know when to just give it more time or when to restructure?
Well, again, this is going to vary, but in the big
Okay.
picture, what you as the leader of your business need to do is you need to set up a structure inside your business that allows you to assess where you have been, where you
Okay.
are, and where you're going on a regular basis. My suggestion is to do that at
Okay.
least quarterly. At least quarterly. Review your business plan, review what it is that you want to do, and look at what's been working. How much money did I make last quarter? How much money did I want to make? Am
Hmm.
I over or under? What needs to be adjusted or tweaked so that I can reach that goal? Do I need to adjust that goal? Like these are the types of things and analyses that need to be done on a regular basis because a business doesn't get and run itself. And
Okay.
also, even if you have a great business model and great processes in place, this is 2025. The business model we have today versus 2000, it looks
Oh,
like a totally different business,
yeah.
right? And that has
Definitely.
happened over time slowly. And it's
Hmm.
happened because number one, I do quarterly planning, I do quarterly analysis, but also because I kind of watch what my customers and my clients want. And then I tweak a little bit and give it to them. So you're going to discontinue products. You're going to launch new products. You're going to redesign your website. You may get a new logo. Like you may find that your customers want something that you're not giving them. And if
Hmm.
that's the case, ding, 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 you probably should look into doing that. So you
Right.
have to evaluate regularly what you're
Okay.
doing and what's working and do more of what's working and less of what's not working. And the only way to do that is to roll up your sleeves and start doing things.
Just do it. Yes. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the Indie Business Network? I would just, you're
Sure.
just so full, you're just a wealth of information. And I know we're just here on such a short time, but I'd love to hear a little bit more if you could just explain or expound just a bit.
Sure. The Indie Business Network is an entrepreneurial training and mentoring company. And so I meet regularly.
Mhm.
I'm the founder and CEO and the lead mentor there. So I meet regularly with our clients and our members to help them grow their businesses. We have a book club. We do, as I said, quarterly planning sessions. We have a weekly meeting where I'm there to coach and mentor people. And then I also offer services one on one. So if you want to work with me directly, you can do that. But essentially, what we do is serve a community of
Okay.
small business owners so that they can come together and support each other and help each other and learn and grow together. And we also offer a very robust product and general liability insurance program so that
Nice.
we can help people. Yes, and we
Yeah.
give legal information and so forth. And I have a law practice. If people want to hire me individually, they can do that. But I do share my legal knowledge with our members inside the Indie Business Network
Ooh,
community.
that's a huge, that's
Yeah.
ginormous. I don't even think a lot of people understand that they have to have certain insurances when they
Mm.
start businesses.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So what we'll do is we will drop all your information, how to get in touch with you.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely in the stream. So anyone can reach out to you, your number, email, are you on Instagram, all the fun places we can find you?
Yes, I'm on Instagram at Donna Maria CEO.
Okay, wonderful. And then we'll put your email, we'll put all the additional information so people can reach out to you if needed. I'm sorry this is so short, but people reach out if you have any interest, which I'm sure you will. Donna Maria is your girl. So thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone listening today. Donna, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
having me.